it's Caitlyn Kramer, your 2019-2020 National All-American Miss, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be giving you tips on the formal wear competition at NAM. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my other two videos. I did a video on how to prepare for the interview competition as well as the introduction competition, and you guys really loved them, so of course I wanted to round it out with the formal wear competition for NAM. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of history about me and the formal wear competition for NAM. It is actually the area of competition that I personally struggle with the most. For every girl, there's always a competition that they struggle with or that they need to work a little bit harder and for me, that was the formal wear competition. When I was younger, I really struggled with it. It was my lowest score, and over the years, I learned how to kind of bump up my score and just get better in that competition, and it definitely has paid off, and I've learned a lot. So I don't want you guys to be struggling in that area of competition, so I wanted to share some tips and tricks and just things that I have learned over the years as you guys prepare for your state pageant. So as always, I have my computer, I have my notes, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So the first thing that I'm definitely going to be talking about is picking a gown. This is super important because, as you know, you wear a gown of your choice and you grace the stage and you show your confidence. And I definitely think that the gown should be a reflection of you and your personality. So I just wanted to go ahead and start out with that topic for the formal wear competition. So first things first is your gown should always be age appropriate. So take that into consideration when you're out picking a gown. No long slits or, strapless dresses for the younger age divisions that wouldn't be considered appropriate. So just kind of be mindful with that. If you have a question about it, I would definitely ask the NAM headquarters if you have a question, or any of the current queens, and they can kind of give you an idea. But it's really important to be age appropriate because that is something that the judges are considering when they are giving you your score. The next thing is you can have a short, long, or even a high-low gown. There is no requirement, although I will say for states and nationals, it is really common that girls wear a long gown. I've only ever worn a long gown. I've never worn a short or a high-low gown. I did wear a short dress when I was a princess contestant. That was back in 2005, and so it was a short, like, little flower girl dress, and I still got third runner-up. So that kind of just goes to show that it doesn't really matter about the gown that you get, it's about the girl and her personality. But I will say long gowns are more common, but whatever you feel comfortable in, or the gown that you absolutely fall in love with, you want to wear that. That is what's most important. Next thing is, no matter what, you want to make sure that you wear your gown before the competition and you make alterations. That may mean taking it in, taking it out, adding to it, adding straps, removing straps, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that that gown fits like a glove. It is perfect to your body. You feel comfortable. You feel just the best that you can be. And making those alterations can really make a difference. Because if you're worried that your gown's gonna fall down, or you're worried that you're gonna trip on your dress, that's gonna translate into your performance, and you're not gonna do as well as if you feel great, everything's in place, it's the right length, you feel good, then you're gonna go out there and you're gonna rock it. So really make sure that you take those times to do those alterations. And because this video is coming out, before state pageants, you know about the tips. So just take that time, that extra time, and it'll definitely be worth it to you, I promise. Also with straps, a lot of dresses, you can fall in love with the gown and it can be strapless, and maybe you're a younger contestant and having a strapless gown is not appropriate, but you can add simple little straps to it and then it's appropriate and it's up and it's not gonna fall. So adding straps is really important. I have always worn straps even up until the teen division, just because that is what I am most comfortable with and that's what feels good on my body. But this last year when I competed at nationals, of course, my gown was strapless. So, I felt good about it, but it just fit perfectly. So, I felt good and I loved the gown so much, so it worked for me. I am a miss, so, a strapless gown is appropriate in the miss division, of course. Next is picking the shoes that you walk in. So it's really important to have a comfortable heel. The reason I say this is because, of course, you're walking, You don't want to be stumbling. You don't want to be afraid that you're going to trip and fall. So find that shoe, that heel that is perfect for you and that you feel good in. With that being said, are not required to wear heels. And that's, I think, a big misconception in pageantry is everybody thinks you have to wear heels. You don't. So especially if you're wearing a long gown, they're actually not going to see your shoes anyways. So you can wear whatever you would like. For beginners, if maybe this is your first pageant or maybe you just haven't ever worn heels before, I suggest wearing flats. You know, having flats, you feel comfortable, you know, you're not going to fall, you don't have to worry about it. That's totally fine too. I also suggest that maybe if you're wanting to eventually transition into heels, I always suggest trying a wedge shoe first, because it's just more sturdy and you'll feel a lot better than wearing like a really thin heel. So that is my suggestion if you're a beginner or maybe you're not as comfortable wearing a heel. Flats or wedges work well. My last year, not this last year at Nationals, but the year before, I actually did wear a wedge, and it was just because the shoes that I had, I didn't feel very comfortable in, and I felt like there could be a risk that I could fall. So I wore wedges and they were really comfortable, so I loved them. And then this year I did wear a heel and it was comfortable, but the shoe was really great. So either way is going to be fine. Also, your shoes should be a neutral color. A lot of girls like to match their shoes to their dress. That's fine too. But most commonly, they're usually a black, a nude. That's usually what you see. Your shoe color honestly doesn't matter that often, but I always just suggest a neutral shoe because your shoe might peek out a little. You might see it a little bit, and if it's neutral, then, you know, the judges will go back to paying attention to you, and it's just something really simple, but I like a very neutral, natural color shoe. Next for jewelry, this is kind of the time where you can wear a little more jewelry if you want. Personally, I keep jewelry to a minimum, so I don't wear bracelets or necklaces. In the past, when I was younger, I did wear just very simple, like a very simple necklace, and that was totally fine too. As I've gotten older, I don't really wear a whole lot of jewelry because my earrings are always really kind of extra. I wanted to kind of do something different and not just wear, you know, the regular pageant earring where it's a dangle, but I actually went with a cuff earring, and they were so cute and they were just so different. And I really feel like they framed my face, and it was just like a different look, and I loved it. So, you know, just with earrings, definitely you will see the dangle earrings, and they're usually pretty big. You do want to make sure that they're not too big and they are, you know, taking over your face, but just something that'll really make you pop and really make your face just like shine and stand out. Next, I want to talk about places that you guys can get gowns. So the place that I always get all of my gowns from is Glam Squad Couture. I absolutely love it. They're here in Arizona, and I have gotten almost all of my gowns from there when I was older, so probably around my teen year, and I've gotten all my gowns from there, and I loved working with Glam Squad. Patty is the owner, and I love her, and she is so great because she has a lot of knowledge with National American Miss, so she knows exactly what does well on the stage. I love going there. Also, Ashley Renee's, Ashley Lauren, they are NAM national sponsors, and they have amazing gowns. I got to wear some of their gowns for the NAM national photo shoot, which was so amazing. They're beautiful, they're different, and they're unique, so I would definitely check that out. I also do want to say that Glam Squad is a sponsor for National American Miss on the state level for Arizona. Next is also Muzzies. I love that. That is in Houston, Texas. So when I was there for the NAM national photo shoot, we went to Muzzies. They were so amazing, and they were also NAM national sponsors, and I got so many gowns. I cannot wait to show you guys when I go on my summer tour. You will see them, but they were amazing. I definitely want to visit again. So that's another place. If you don't live near any of those places, or even if, you know, you can't get to those stores, you can shop local, and I highly suggest that. So almost all places have like a little local, you know, dress shop, and you'll want to go there and look out and get an idea for gowns, bridal stores, things like that. They usually carry stuff in different colors, and you can go there. The other thing that I suggest is there are a lot of pageant resale pages on Facebook. If you just pageant gowns for sale, if you just put that in the search bar, if you look on Facebook, I know Poshmark, all those different places, that people resell their gowns. That's another way to get a really nice gown for a little bit of a cheaper price because it is secondhand. But everybody usually keeps their gowns in really great condition, so it's like getting a brand new gown and you're gonna look great on stage. I will say the number one thing that I do get as a question is, do I need a name brand gown? So that is, do I need a Sherry Hill, a MacDougall, whatever it may be? No, you don't need a name brand gown in order to do well at NAMM. I have had a lot of gowns where I've just got them at a local shop and they're not a big designer, and I've done really well and won titles with that. I also have seen girls win national titles with, you know, without having that big name brand. You also do not need to spend a lot of money on a gown. For a lot of girls, if you're older and you're in high school and maybe you got a gown for prom or winter formal or homecoming, you can wear that. That's perfect. It's a formal wear gown. So, you know, you don't really need to break the bank. It's not about how much money you're spending, but it's about how you feel in the gown and how you perform on stage. So if you find a gown that is $40 and you absolutely love it, maybe you make some different alterations to it to make it a little more personalized, and you love it, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna be confident, you're gonna do well. It doesn't matter if you spend, you know, thousands of dollars on a gown or if you spend a couple dollars on a gown. It's about the girl and how she feels and how she is on stage that actually matters. So don't be, you know, nervous and thinking you have to spend so much money for a gown to do well, because that's not the case at all. Next thing that I'm going to go ahead and talk about is formal wear and where you have an escort. So at the National American Miss pageant, it's super unique because during formal wear, you actually get escorted out on stage, and you can be escorted by any male in your life. It could be a family friend, your dad, your grandpa, cousin, brother, anybody, and they get to escort and be on stage with you. I think it's really special. I also think it's an awesome way to get the family involved with the pageant. So it's just a really great competition to kind of bring your family into it. Your escort will go with you to the formal wear competition rehearsal, and you guys will get the opportunity to practice. There's a lot of girls who say, I don't have somebody who can escort me. Maybe you don't have anybody in your life that can do that, or they couldn't show up for the pageant. That is okay. Somebody will escort you. It is usually another one of the contestants' parents or whoever their escort is, and they will escort you. And also for NAMM staff, a lot of the national and state queens, their dads will step up and escort girls too. So don't worry if you don't have an escort. That's not anything to be nervous about. I always suggest for escorts to wear a very nice tux, but you also don't have to wear a tux. You can wear nice dress pants and a nice shirt. You know, just look very nice and professional because it is a formal competition, so you want to look good. But don't worry if you don't have a tux, or, you know, if you have a hair out of place escorts, you're not being judged. It is just the contestant. You are just there to be a supporter of her and help her on stage. Also, that is pretty much it with the escorts. They're just there to support you and make you feel great and cheer you on, and it's a really cool competition and I love seeing it. For the formal wear walking pattern, what'll pretty much happen is you will be centered with your escort. So I'm pretending that you guys are the audience and my two fingers are the contestant and the escort. So they will come to the center of the stage, they will pause, then you may walk up a little bit, it just depends, and then you will go your separate ways. So the escort will go over here and he will stand and he will wait for the contestant. The contestant will go, they will pause, they will walk back across the stage, and as you're walking across the stage, you're actually going to be doing a circle turn, and you don't stop, and you will meet back up with your escort. For the younger girls, I believe you will walk up and you will just do a circle turn and meet up with your escort. Patterns will be sent to you, as well as you will get a chance to practice. So don't worry about that. But it is a very simple walking pattern. It is very easy, it's super fun, and it actually goes by pretty quick when you do the competition. So it'll be lots of fun. So for formal wear tips in terms of actually competing in it, you want to make sure that you are smiling. From the moment that you are on stage, you want to be smiling, you want to be excited to be there, you are just ready to go, and the judges can see that positive energy and really see that you are excited. And something that I do suggest, this is something that I started to do when I was older. So for when I was younger, you know, I would just plaster on the same smile, and that's fine when you're younger, you know, you just smile. But as I got older, I would like change up my smile. So what that may mean is, you know, I'm smiling and I'm having a really good time, and I would like rest my smile and then smile again. So I might like do this, and I would just change up my smile. That was like so weird to do on camera. But yeah, so you can kind of rest your smile and then smile back big again. And that kind of helped for me because I would get like cramping going on from just smiling the entire time. But you can change up your smile, and then that way when you go back to smile big and you're showing your teeth and you're excited, you're kind of like have this like new refreshed smile. That way it's not the same smile and you're just like, you know, having to hold it the entire time. It's okay to change up your smile and relax your muscles and stuff. So that's a really, really good tip that I started doing in it, and it works really well. Also, standing up straight. Your posture is so important for this competition. I can't even begin to explain. So you want to stand up straight. A suggestion that I always give to girls is you have your two shoulder blades and you almost want to feel as if they are touching. Like you're pinching your shoulder blades, and that just brings your shoulders back. Remember, you don't want your shoulders to be back and you have your shoulders raised. Remember, you want your shoulders down and you want them back, and you're standing up straight and you're presenting yourself with a lot of confidence. That is the biggest thing that you will look for as a judge, is they want to see that posture. Make sure that your head isn't down or that it's, you know, that it's out, just nice and standing tall. You are up and you are confident. And those are really good tips. So you want to practice that posture when you are practicing at home so that you have that great posture on stage. You want to keep your head nice and tall. So for most cases, the stage is a little higher than where the judges are, and it's a really, you know, kind of hard because you want to look at the judges, but you don't want your head to come down. You still want to be standing up straight and use your eyes to look at the judges, but that way your head is still up and you're still looking at the judges, you're engaging with them, but your head isn't down. So, because then it looks like you don't have good posture. So when you stand up straight and you use your eyes to look at the judges, it's great because you're still making those connections. So yeah, making eye contact with the judges, super important. You want to do that. They're the ones that are giving your score. You also want to engage with the audience. So, you know, look at the audience every once in a while, but your main focus should be on those judges because they're the ones that are going to be giving you the good score. Some girls, and by some girls, I also mean me, when I was younger, I would walk so incredibly fast that like, I can't even begin to explain it. I mean, I would get up there, like, go do my circle turn, and I would like leave. Like I was up and I was off the stage like so quickly. And I felt like it definitely had an impact on my score because the judges didn't even get to see me. They didn't get to take their time. They didn't get to hear about me because the MC does read a card about you and your goals and different things that you're interested in. So you want to really take up that time. And a tip that I actually learned from my state director that I think is really great for anybody to use is this: walk to the beat of the sound of my snaps. That is the little saying, and it is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you. And what happens is with every one of the snaps, that's a step that you take. And you can kind of get this song in your head and kind of hear the snaps. And as you're doing the actual formal competition, if you keep that in your brain, you'll be going the right pace. So as you're practicing, if you have mom, dad, whoever it may be, and they're doing this little song and you're walking, it'll definitely help. So the song goes, walk to the beat of the sound of the snaps. Walk to the beat of the sound of the snaps. So you're going to be walking to every single one of the snaps. That's a little step that you're taking, and you will see that you're actually gliding a lot more than just walking on stage, you know, and just trying to get it done. It'll be nice, it'll be flowing, and if you get that little song stuck in your head, I promise you it'll make the world of difference. Next is you want to make sure you are walking slow. Please, please, please take your time. So doing that beats will really help, but also just in your head, just think, I have to walk slow. What happens is when we go to that competition, we get really excited, we get nervous, and we start to walk a little faster. So if you think you're walking too slow, chances are you're probably walking the perfect pace because you are nervous and you're like, geez, like I'm walking super slow and this is taking forever. But you're probably walking the nice, good speed that you need because you want the judges to take the time to see you and you want to really soak up that time that you have. Also, as you're doing that circle turn and your back is to the judges, and once you start coming back around, your head is going to want to turn around. That way you can make eye contact back with the judges. Next is meeting up with your escort. So when you meet up with your escort, you definitely just want to get there and link arms with him. Another thing is a lot of girls say when you start formal wear, do you look at your escort? I usually, you know, I'm with my escort, I walk, and once we get to that pause, I just start walking. I don't ever look at my escort, just because, I don't know, I just never have, and I just kind of focus in on the judges, and that's where my main contact is. I'm always looking at the judges. It doesn't really matter really what you do, but that's just what I do personally, is I focus my attention on the judges. Also, there's a chance that you can have flowers presented to you. So NAM does have a specific set of flowers that your escort can present to you on stage. People always ask, do I need the flowers? Do I don't need the flowers? You will do well either way. I've seen girls win when they do get flowers. I have seen girls win when they don't get flowers. It doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. But your escort will present to you the flowers when you meet up with him the second time on stage. They'll present the flowers to you. I personally don't ever do flowers really, just because it's just like one more thing that I have to remember, even though it's kind of simple. But I just don't do flowers, and I'll just meet up with him and walk off stage. So either way is fine. This year at Nationals, I didn't do flowers. I just went up there and did my thing, so it was really great. Another tip is just practicing your shoes when you're at home. Whatever your shoes, whatever you find and that you want to wear, practice in them. That way they feel comfortable and you get used to it. And you don't just want to practice barefoot, because you really, really, really want to practice in the shoes so you get the feel of it and get used to it. Also, you want to make sure that your hair is out of your face for formal wear, because you really want to connect to the judges and you don't want your hair in your face and they can't see your eyes and they can't make that connection. So make sure it is out of your face and you're ready to connect with the judges. And my last tip is do not look down. So there are X's on the stage that tell you, you know, this is where you're supposed to stand. Don't worry about standing on that specific spot. If you're in the general area, that's fine. And also when you are walking the entire time, your attention should be on the judges. Don't ever look down. I think it's funny because some of the NAM staff say, you know, you don't have to look at the ground because it's not gonna go anywhere, which is so true. So, you know, really make sure to make eye contact and don't look at the ground. Just maintain eye contact with the judges and you will do well. So that is the end of my video. I really hope that these tips will help you out as you prepare for your competition. I'm super, super excited for state pageants and I just can't wait to come see you guys and cheer you guys on, because you guys are going to do absolutely amazing. If you guys want to see more of my content on a day-to-day basis, you can follow me on my NAM title holder page at the NAM AA Miss, or you can follow me on my personal page at Caitlyn Kramer. I loved creating this series where I give you guys tips. Please be sure to check out the other videos on introduction and interview. And that is all I have for you guys, and I will see you next time. Good luck as you prepare for your state pageants. I'll be posting more how to prepare for your state pageant videos soon, but until then, I will see you later. Bye!